This is Radio Free Cybertron 780, and I am being overwhelmed and consumed by my collection.
Yeah,
And
I know the feeling.
I need help. I'm
Yeah.
Brian Kilby.
Yeah.
That was Chris.
Yeah.
And Rob. And Diecast is here.
I also need help.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you needed help before you were surrounded by that pile of crap.
Yeah, that's true. And Matt's here and Don. They're both here too.
Also surrounded by a pile of crap.
Yeah. I went through my collection today to start my sale pile. And I have at least 200 or 300 things, low-hanging fruit, boxed and carded things I was able to just pull out, say, I'm getting rid of this. That's not me making tough decisions yet. I have no room. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. This is something I've been having this conversation with you, the listener, now for like 5 years.
And one day he'll actually, get finished doing this.
Yes, one day I'll actually.
And you just keep buying stuff.
I just keep buying stuff. I have something exciting on the way that I've been wanting for months and months and months, and I finally found one in great shape. And
is it Grandis?
It is not Grandis, but you're getting warm. Warm-ish. Yeah, I'm not going to get a Grandis unless I sell all this crap. I do have permission. I do have permission to buy really expensive toys if I can sell off less expensive toys, which is half the point of me getting rid of a lot of the stuff besides the space. Yeah. So we got news and stuff to talk about this week.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
Well, we got a little bit of news and mostly just stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited about my stuff that we'll talk about. What the hell? I'm looking at Hasbro Pulse, and the Boba Fett's throne room just got put up. That's kind of amazing. I don't even like Star Wars.
Is it like a 3 3/4 inch thing?
It better be.
I would assume.
I hate the Black Series. I hate the 6-inch Star Wars stuff. 3 3/4 inch. I hate 6-inch Star Wars.
3 3/4 inches, the superior scale.
It is
for everything.
Pretty much
takes up less space.
Yep.
Yes.
That's.
And it used to be cheaper too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not cheap at all.
I mean, that's why we don't have Marvel Universe figures anymore, because they got to where they had to cost almost as much as the Marvel Legends.
I bought so few of those because Marvel Legends preceded. Well, I mean, if you get into like Secret Wars and stuff, the 3 3/4 inch preceded that. But
I had some of that stuff because I had said for years, like, man, I would really love to have really nice 3 3/4 inch, like Marvel and DC stuff. And then it came out and I never bought any of it.
Yeah. So
I finally bought some Marvel stuff, but then the line ended.
Like, I prefer the Secret Wars stuff, just like for the aesthetic. But I, for whatever reason, hate the Marvel Legends new sort of Secret Wars aesthetic that they do. I hate them. I don't know. I guess it's just the vintage stuff that I like.
I just want everything to be a scale and stick to it.
Except for Transformers. Scale doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're trying, but
yeah.
Imagine Bruticus if it did.
Yeah. I was talking to someone, a brief conversation on Twitter about the DC stuff. And it's like, the current DC offerings is like 90% Batman or bat adjacent
Superman,
because it sells.
Yeah, well, yeah, but go look at the shelves right now. But I'm saying I miss, even though it was a very, very hard line to collect, I think DC Universe Classics was a much more fun assortment of figures. Yeah. It was like Marvel Legends. I would go an entire wave and not buy anybody, but at least that you got it. Was DC Universe Classic was kind of like Brave and the Bold. You never knew who you were going to get in this line,
like a box of chocolates.
Exactly.
Well, I used to like Marvel Legends better when it was just random stuff in a wave. Now every wave you have to get an Iron Man, you have to get a Captain America, you have to get a Wolverine. All the lines have to be themed, like Spider-Man.
It's almost kind of like how Transformers has been for the last 10, 12 years.
And the thing is, if you get a one-off character as like Quasar, granted, he's not the most well known character, but he still fits a hole in a lot of your cosmic shelves, and he's a Walgreens exclusive.
Yep.
I mean, he's on BBTS now, but I mean, it's like you get that. Oh, that's a really neat idea. I didn't think we were going to get him. Oh, he's at Walgreens. I'll never get one.
Yep. So let's go ahead and jump to the news. So I'm going to show this off at Hasbro Pulse, but you should go to tfradio.net/Amazon and buy these if you're interested. The Studio Series new figures are up, including Galvatron, Thundercracker, Arcee, Sideways, and Bumblebee.
Yeah, we talked about these a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the official reveal happened for Transformers Tuesday.
And that morph is there too, so you can relive your favorite morph episode.
Yeah, I was tempted by the morph, and if they would do like a clean version of that without the cell shading on it, I would probably buy it. But no, they ruined it.
I don't right after the announcement of that, I saw someone on Twitter. I don't remember the screen name, but they posted a picture of their like 90s cartoon theme shelf, and their stand-in for morph was a tombstone. Just
Not the Spider-Man character, Don.
No, was it what?
Tombstone.
Oh
you know pepperoni and sausage.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I was
I know.
thinking
I know
that.
Tombstone. He's on the shelf right now at GameStop.
My
But
Wolverine
this-
shipped. I should have it tomorrow, I think, actually.
Yeah,
So
same.
The other thing with the morph that gets me is they pack the shapeshifter with two heads that are both morph.
Yeah. It just occurred to me too.
Is one the mascara head, the evil one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's just occurred to me that based on how I'm segmenting my collection now, what I'm focusing on, that Wolverine just needs to go straight onto my cell pile.
Oh, is that the Hot Claws one?
It's the I think it's the Longing for Jean Grey one, I think is what shipped. I think that's the one, the 90s cartoon.
Yep.
The meme
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah, the meme one, yeah.
Yeah, I love how it comes with a picture of Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll keep that one, I don't know. Let's see, next thing here. Sam Smith talks about designing Sideways on Instagram. We'll link to that in the show notes.
Basically, like, there's a very amusingly worded thing where he works around talking about how they can't get the vehicle license for that, so they had to, make one up. Also acknowledging how you basically don't really see Sideways in robot mode in the movie itself. Like, he describes it as he transforms through a building and then it's just the car again. So a lot of this apparently came down to just like the ILM model assets rather than, frame by framing through the movie.
Yeah. Mark Maher posted on Instagram photos of basically the general scale of Menasaur. So
Yeah, so he took a Motormaster. He took a Motormaster, a drag strip, and two Wild Riders and built a semi-Menasaur.
Yeah. So he definitely Commander class. And that's what you're getting.
Yeah, it's as tall as Skyfire in the combined state, which makes it the same height roughly as a Combiner Wars Combiner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which is fine.
yeah.
That's exactly what it should be.
I forgot.
That's
What's
exactly
everybody's
right.
general opinion on this?
I love it.
I'm for it.
I wish the cars were on the front of the legs and not the back.
I can live with it.
Can you rotate them around?
You can, I think, rotate the lower legs around, but you lose the knee joint that way.
Yep.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it because that's what Menasaur always looked like anyway. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like them on the back of the leg because, except for certain angles, you then can't really tell those cars are even there.
Well,
I hope
save
we
yourself
get more.
for about $40.
Standing backwards on the shelf.
I hope we get more, and I hope we don't have to do like one combiner a year.
It probably will be one combiner a year if they keep using commanders for the torsos.
Oh, I'm looking at
Right.
looking at our YouTube, and Naked
Hi,
HD XYZ will satisfy your wishes online. Oh, sweet. Sorry. Oh.
I mean, I've brought this up before, but it's kind of we're getting a new Menasaur, and I'm happy for people that didn't like the Combiner Wars because it had some issues.
It sucks, Don. It
Yeah.
sucks.
No, Motor Master had issues. All the rest of it was
Or
fine.
fine,
Right.
yeah. But the combined form sucks.
Yeah.
Because of Motor Master.
Cause of
all
Motor
all
Master.
those Combiner Wars. I love Combiner Wars. Everybody knows that, but I mean, all of those toys are limited
They
because
are
they have
all
to be
limited.
a car and a leg and an arm, and yeah, I'm
They're
looking
basically
forward to an
all
update.
the same toy over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing, if they're going to do anything with these molds above and beyond. Like, are we going to get this in a G2? Are we going to get all the Combiner War figures redone? Are we going to get this Motor Master as the Autobots from Masquerade? That's what I'm still hoping for at some point.
So I'm sure G2 Menasaur is like the first thing they have on their list for if they get a chance to run all of these together again. And as for the individual mold reuse, like the feeling is Thunderclash might be up before like Masquerade stuff, because our insiders tell us that there is at least a Thunderclash head that is part of the tooling for this mold.
Because I was thinking about the Menasaur, and the individual figures are going to be, say, 25 apiece. And I know. And Motor Master is going to be
80, 90, yeah.
let's say 8. Let's say round down to 80, just in general.
Just to
so
be less sad.
Yeah, well, see, that's going to be 180 base retail.
Titan.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if they do it as a set, as a recolor, something like G2 would have to be probably, I think, done as a set through.
Sell it as the year's second Titan, like we're getting the Guardian robot this year.
Right, exactly. But I'm just wondering, would they be able to make money if they're selling these at 180 retail? If they went to, say, 199 on these selects, because if Metroplex is running 189, could we get these recolor sets as selects for around 2, counting a new box and the paint issue?
I think if they were gonna do it as a Titan slot for a year, or one of the extras, they would want to keep it to the Titan price and not actually let themselves reach that 200 mark before they can help it. Because once they turn the corner and they put something at $200, there's no going back from that, and they know it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they do this as a Titan just because it's not the size.
No, it's just the equivalent price points.
Yeah.
Like it would have to sell as that.
And
what they would have did back in the day? Back in the day, the G2 would have came out as a box set for San Diego Comic-Con, and we would have got the G2 in July. That's what they would have done back in the day. But
that's what we did in that. The G2 Fall of Cybertron was an Amazon.
Yeah,
exclusive.
like the SDCC stuff generally is more general interest, less
except for Knights of Unicron. Yeah,
that nobody was interested in that.
No, well,
I
the two
was.
people who were trying to design it were very.
I mean, I wasn't at the time. At the
Diecast.
time, I thought it was horrible. I've grown to love it.
Yeah.
But at the time, I thought it was just a dumb idea, and it was for San Diego Comic Con exclusive.
It's a
was.
gloriously dumb idea,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. But yeah,
maybe if we were very lucky with the whole thing, they could put all these in a box set together and convince someone to carry them at a little bit lower margin and get the whole set for like 150, 160 instead. But you're struggling for inches there. You're still looking at basically a Titan price point for a box set of the Combiner this time. And, part of that's the inflation and corporate greed and all of that driving everything up. But also part of it is that, you got a great big toy as the centerpiece of that. So it's not like it's Voyager and 5 Deluxes anymore, like the old box sets had to be.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is that if we get new Combaticons and new Protectobots, and we do not get Battle Gaia and Guard City this time,
We won't.
We won't.
I'm just saying.
I don't even know that we'll get Protectobots or Combaticons.
I think those would be lower on the list. Honestly,
They don't need to do
Aerial bots would be next on the list.
but that doesn't need a do-over either. But that would be higher on the list.
Yeah, Superion's actually quite good still as is. I mean, Silverbolt's not a great toy, but
you know, in terms of the hierarchy of combiners.
But I mean, Commander class Silverbolt, they've already done Jetfire, a large red and white jet. I know they're not the exact same, but I'm thinking there's.
Also, by the time this hypothetical Silverbolt would come out, that Jetfire would be 5 years old.
Yeah, but also, like, you know, Motormaster is makes sense from a design standpoint why he would be Commander class. It doesn't necessarily make sense for any of the other like Scramble City style to be.
I wonder, like I said, you could get Onslaught if you stretched your imagination.
I wonder if they did Motormaster because they could get the Thunderclash out of it, and that's why.
I'm sure that yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying there may not be any other. Yeah, but I'm just saying
if that's anything out of Silverbolt, dude. That's
that's true.
Yeah, they can get a Snap Trap out of it and a Teletran 1 and
so I'm just thinking now that maybe they saw the need to redo the Stunticons and they realized, hey, we can get the Thunderclash out of it, but there's no more plans for any more combiners. I'm pretty sure it was
Evan in one of the Q&As where Evan said like when they figure out what they're going to do, they look back at the previous versions and they ask themselves, was the last one any good? So, and you know,
I mean, they could all use, you know, improvements with, you know, hands and feet and whatnot. But I had an interesting thought. So if we are getting Thunderclash out of Motormaster, you know, retooled out of Motormaster, you know, that opens you up to some interesting, you know, re-releases too. You know, Thunderclash was, you know, Machine Wars Optimus Prime, but there's also the unreleased Machine Wars Motormaster.
Yeah,
this is true.
So you could get Motormaster retooled from Motormaster.
That would be great.
Dog.
That Motormaster, the proto for that was up for sale recently on eBay. It might still be there, and I think it was like $30,000.
Yeah, we talked about that at the end of the show a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I would love to have that. Yeah. Okay. This is something that was a big conversation online the last week, and I did not even chime in. The Legacy Scourge or Black Convoy leaked.
I believe it's Black Convoy specifically.
Yeah. I don't know if this is from a stolen YouTube video or what, but
it is.
Okay.
Yes, it definitely is a Black Convoy.
Yep.
I'm not feeling it.
That's because the
don't
colors
think
are wrong.
anybody is.
Yeah.
They got the colors almost completely wrong.
Yeah, and so it also falls into the whole thing where it's the exact same thing for Laser Prime, especially because it's the same mold. Like, I like redos on these toys when it adds something to it.
There's no adding to Laser Prime.
There's no adding to Laser Prime. Everything will be a downgrade. So, same thing for Scourge, Black Convoy. I mean, did they chrome the trailer?
No. It's paint. No, I mean, if they had gotten the colors on this right, it would look really nice.
Oh, it'd pop, yeah.
But see, the thing is, like, the chest on this toy is all clear plastic, so the black they put on there is not because the plastic had to lay that way. It's because that someone chose to paint it black and then leave transparent windows.
Yeah.
Whereas they, could have just done away with the whole transparent sprue altogether and just had, gray plastic and not even had to worry about, well, I guess you need the vehicle mode windows to be clear, but then
that's why this is specifically Black Convoy, because now they can release it the way it should look as Robots in Disguise Scourge through some other means, or Nemesis Prime, whichever they wish to call it at the time.
Yeah.
Either
but you have
way,
to buy this one first because you don't expect the other ones to come.
Well, no, what it's going to be is you have to buy this one because this is the one that's got the trailer, and then when they do what you're saying, it will just be the cab robot itself in the correct colors.
Yeah.
So then if you wait, you'll only have that. You won't have the trailer unit.
I want a chrome trailer though.
Well, okay. go get a
Stickers.
home
Get a
home
chrome
back metal.
pen.
Crimp. I was
Yeah.
I have a chrome pen almost within reach, so I almost pulled it out. Yeah.
I was gonna say stickers.
Chrome pen.
Just build yourself a home vac metal setup and go to town.
Yeah.
I mean,
No
don't
big
say
deal.
that near my brother, please. He would. He
If he would-
absolutely would.
Okay, but the thing is, if he would document the whole process on YouTube, I would tell him to do that because it would be hilarious.
The that Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins video is
The pr-
interesting.
The prison
Oh,
TV, yeah.
Yeah.
Another good will find.
Yeah, so I'm just very pleased with myself that well before even seeing this, I had already decided like there's no point in me getting that Scourge because I have the original one, which is always going to be a superior toy.
Yeah. It's like Galaxy
And
Convoy.
as it turns out,
Yeah, it's like when they did Galaxy Convoy. There's no reason to redo that
So-
toy.
Yeah, I actually wasn't going to get Laser Prime. I was going to hold off for the Scourge, but I bought Laser Prime on a whim and realized that this toy is just okay. I don't need Scourge now. So
I will go on record if they do come back to this mold again as something like Toxitron or even Laser Ultra Magnus, I'll be on board for that because the Toxitron from the original Laser Prime mold is an unreleased prototype, so I will never own that, and Laser Ultra Magnus is prohibitively expensive for me to own.
Thank you for finding me one for like $100 again.
Team effort with me and Don, so
Yeah.
thank Don too.
Wait, what's
But
this?
yeah, like
Oh man. Oh no.
I will take this mold as something that I can't otherwise.
Oh no. I just
Yeah.
saw the next news item.
Okay.
Oh no. This is not what I wanted to see.
No?
G-Shock Transformers collaboration products in China. Oh dear God, I need this in my life right now.
What I really like is that the display pedestal for each watch is Cybertron that you crack open and the watch
Oh
fits inside
my
it.
God, that's amazing.
These are going to cost a small fortune. I don't know what price point they're targeting, but these are going to cost a small fortune.
That Optimus Prime is amazing. I'm just looking at them now one by one. Megatron. Megatron is perfect.
Yeah, the Megatron watch is actually very, almost understated and very nice looking.
I'm going to text this to my friend Ricky right now, who is a watch fiend. He loves G-Shock as well. And I need these. Oh, God.
Yeah, and
this will be
this
horrible.
isn't unprecedented because they did do that G-Shock with that
Yeah.
Optimus Prime that
Yeah.
Mhm.
surrounded
Which I
the
never
watch.
picked up, and I need to.
I guess now you can get an assortment of other watches to stick in his torso.
I mean, I assume that would work. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
I really do like the little Cybertron display box. I hate to say it.
Oh no, on the back they have like a etching of Optimus Prime and everything on the launch. That's pretty cool.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I don't know that I would wear it.
The
but I would
the Megatron watch, from just an aesthetic perspective, I would be comfortable wearing that. The Bumblebee and the Optimus Prime watches are a little bit too
I
loud.
love the Optimus Prime watch.
Yeah,
I
but
do
you
too.
and I are different kinds of people.
Yeah.
I just don't know because I'm always wearing my Apple Watch, so
Uh-huh.
it would be
I wear my Fitbit or my Swatch.
yeah. Watches are a hard sell nowadays.
Yeah.
Just because I use my Apple Watch so much, and I'm not going to wear two watches.
I mean, you could be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy.
I don't see me replacing my Indiglo Timex with one of these.
Don, this is right up your alley.
I love
then.
that. I love that Indiglo Timex. Well,
Yeah,
You're not
man,
going
those
to
are
lose
great.
any
One.
functionality.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Next item. Don Figueroa's concept art for the unproduced Titanium's RC. Don,
Yeah,
You know
I
about
put
this?
this in here with Don in mind.
did you know about this?
I knew it existed because it was on display when you signed up for BotCon, whatever. You entered, I think it was you entered a raffle and you would win a tour of Hasbro. And this is in the display case of prototypes that did not get completed as far as produced. It's like there's a Cosmos in there from something that was
Titaniums. Well, titaniums and classics actually.
Yeah, and
A 6-inch Cosmos was designed and prototyped, like resin prototype for titaniums, and then when that line folded, they tried to find a way to work that into classics, and that never happened either. And then,
Thankfully,
well,
even though the classics Cosmos sucks, or whatever generation, or whatever the universe, whatever the line was called at that time.
Yeah, the little Legends universe one.
Yeah,
This is a pretty good looking RC.
I mean, it's a drawing, so I mean, it's
it's
a titanium, so it's
it would have been a mess. It probably wouldn't even stood up. The titaniums were that bad.
I've seen the prototype, and
Yeah, the prototype is less impressive than drawing.
Yeah, but the drawing is pretty impressive for what they were.
Don Figueroa always was good at being able to imagine and conceptually engineer working Transformers. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering the right person. He used to scratch build his own Transformers fan character stuff well before he was professionally affiliated with the brand.
I don't remember him doing that, but I'm not surprised.
So the fact that he, as part of his concept art, he actually engineered the transformation for this, it doesn't really surprise me based on what I'm pretty sure I know about him.
Right. Yeah. And this is one of the RCs where the legs become part of the
I mean there's no back end of the car like most RCs of that vintage, but
yeah.
Okay. Can we move on to the next item because I am confused?
Sure.
I wondered why you had that look on your face.
Tubbz, Rubber Duck,
things.
Optimus Prime, and Megatron. I thought this was something from Takara. No, this is being released here.
Yeah. Someone seems to have missed some of the memo on the duck thing with the Optimus Prime, but the Megatron's pulling it off.
Yeah, the Megatron at least has,
a beak. A bill, yeah.
I don't get these. They're probably going to be they look like something you would pick up in Five Below.
Yes, exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, they'll probably stock these about the time they clear out the last of the Mighty Mugs. That's where those will go.
Speaking of Mighty Mugs, that's on my sale pile right now.
I'd keep one of those for, remembrance.
Nope.
I just
This is
one of the
profoundly not for me.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of those things. It's sort of like when every time Hasbro did a movie, did a movie line, and they had the weird stuff like one of the Transformer movies. It had them riding the dinosaurs, and the sparks were inside because you can't have things that use sparks anymore. And I'm thinking, these don't sell. They're a waste of time and money, and you're just doing it to fill out the line. Why are you wasting time and resources and money on something that really is not going to do? And I think that when I see something like this.
Well, this is just licensed product, so I mean, it's not Hasbro's money being wasted. Hasbro makes money off of this because
it's not Hasbro's
Yeah.
money being wasted, but things like this dilute the IP, and it might have been beneficial for Hasbro to say, "Don't give me a check in this case," because
I don't know. I like rubber ducks. I'm kind of into these conceptually. I can't see myself paying more than $5 for one of them, but
Yeah.
But of course, now you realize if it was any smaller, you could have Beast Wars Megatron holding a Tubbz G1 Megatron as his rubber ducky.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Beast Wars, Loot Crate is still a thing, apparently, which shocks me. And they have a sub-brand called Lootwear. And if you order by June 19th, you can get a Beast Wars t-shirt.
Okay.
That is some really, really... What's that? What's the artwork that they give people that buys licenses that they can use? What's the specific wording for that?
House? Not house. I don't.
Basically, that's
Are we
very,
talking about like stock photos? Or
yeah, that's a very kind of
No, because it
Here's
would be better than that. The Hasbro's house style is superior to this.
I mean, I've seen that. I'm looking at the shirt now. I've seen
Oh,
that
style
Cheetor-
guide.
Style guide, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
So
s-
Josh Wheeljack64 figured that one out
Yeah,
for us.
it's off
Thanks.
style.
Yeah, but I've seen that Cheetor pose and artwork before. I just don't remember where.
Yeah, well, it's I wouldn't buy it. So I'm certain if you go to tpublic.com and search for Beast Wars, you can find something that'll make you happy. In fact, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, we will give you the shirt off our back, just not that one.
Speaking of Don Rubber Ducky, here's a
the headmaster Don Rubber Ducky.
no, it's a Megatron Rubber Ducky. I'm gonna put it in our internal chat for Don so he can see it.
Oh,
stylistically, what this Beast Wars art looks like to me is if Beast Wars at any point had card back art the way G1 had card back art, this would have been there.
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff here that I mean it's all unlicensed, but it's all most of it's better. So just
Theft?
yeah, well, I think that's probably it for Beast Wars, but I mean that's still I'm not big into that. Okay. Last item, Diecast several years ago got at New York Comic Con his head scanned and placed on
they didn't find much.
placed on a Captain America. Hasbro now will be. It's not been it's not been made public yet. We'll be offering the service for Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, and a couple Marvel Legends. Select characters. I would bet for the Ghostbusters toy that they'll probably also put your name on the coveralls.
Well, no, on the photo I'm looking at, it looks like it says rookie. So maybe
Okay.
it'll just be a stock.
Oh, it's like what they did in the Ghostbusters game. If I'm not wrong, I think they just called you rookie. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they did. Kind of like when you got the Steel Battalion mail away for GI Joe, it was the same figure. And it was covered with the head was covered, and it was the bio is what you put in as your character, but there was no customization on the face. This is barely a step above that.
Yeah, I will definitely do the Ghostbusters one. I love this idea.
I will probably do a Marvel Legends
Yeah, I'm into
because
it.
then you can pop those heads off, put them on any figure you want. It doesn't matter what they send with it.
That's true.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's very
US
smart.
agent.
there you go. Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah,
They can put your head on the Mandalorian. Oh my goodness. You can be a Power Ranger too.
Dawn. You could put your head on Thunderstrike.
I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I am not worthy.
Can we order a couple of these and we'll just put Don's face on every one?
Death's Head
and
2.
we can be... Yes.
Well, hey, Brian, here's a thought.
That'll be Dawn's head too.
Well,
Don's head too.
I was
And there's our episode
Yeah,
title.
episode title.
I was actually jotting it down.
I mean, people say they want, RFC swag. Well, we could each get a figure, and then
I
put it in.
I
Put
like
it.
where this is going.
Put it in a. No, I'm just saying. We each of us pick a figure we like and have our likeness put on that, and then we put it in as a set for one of the big Patreon.
Way too
No,
expensive.
This is not going to be cheap to do.
That's
Don.
done. You'd be talking like
Yeah.
$500. Yeah, it's not happening. Sorry.
Official Radio Free Cybertron, and we'll autograph it too.
Yeah, no, Don. I don't think that's going to work. But thank
I
you.
love this that they're doing regular 6-inch figure. These are 6-inch, right?
Yeah. So Snake
Yeah.
Eyes is an option. I don't know what
really?
else. Yeah.
But would he still have the mask?
No.
Yes.
No.
Here you go.
It'll be like Snake Eyes in the late comic run. So the Marvel comic.
I love this. I do. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, Ghostbusters is probably the way to go.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm really tempted for either like a Mandalorian or a Spider-Man, or see what else they do. But
maybe we'll see. I'm gonna do Ghostbusters.
I mean, you can be one of the middle-aged Spider-Men from the last movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Spider-Man, middle-aged Spider-Man.
Okay, who wants to go? Let's jump to what we got this week. Who wants to go first? Don's waving his hand.
Exo-Suit Spike, and that's it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Who wants to go next?
I was hoping you were going to say Exo Squad something.
Me too.
I was all excited.
So, believe me, I wish I would love to buy some Exo Squad, but
Yeah.
I've got all the stuff I want, and then if I wanted box versions, that's a little pricey right now.
That's been pricey for a while.
Who wants to go next?
All right, I'll go real quick.
Okay.
So I got a couple of Lightning Collection cogs to round out.
Put your face on one of those.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're going to get anything from the Lightning Collection, the bad guys are the way to go because their sculpts are always good.
You should put your head on a Zed.
Zed's dead, Don. Zed's dead.
Zed's dead. But and Exo-Suit Spike.
Nice.
I got it today from Amazon. It came in the mail. I like it well enough. I mean, the transformation is really simplistic and a little weird, but I do find the big hole in the back of his head a little disconcerting.
I've never even noticed that.
Oh yeah, like the back of his skull is completely blown out.
I got that last week and I haven't even noticed it.
But the thing is, Matt, it's like at least it's one step. At least it's slightly better than the one that came with the little buzzworthy Bumblebee, where he just lays down, and they call that a step. Laying the figure down was one step of transformation.
Well, you also have to flip the backpack flap down.
Mhm.
You lay it down and you flip a hinge. That's your step.
Yeah, but yeah, I like him. Like they could put a couple of different heads in there, and I'd build a little squad.
Well, it's like I said on Twitter, we have Wreckers coming out. We have core class figures. We have core class exosuit figures. I want a damn Miko and Apex armor.
Yeah, this would be more of the Verity Carlo.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you could do Daniel. Carly never wore an exosuit, but
But she could have.
Yeah,
And
she could have.
And maybe like if you had Chip, maybe the exosuit could help him walk around.
Yeah, there was the I can't remember her name, but from the Return of Optimus Prime, she wore an exosuit.
What was her name?
Jessica
Morgan. Yeah.
Jessica Morgan.
Yeah, she wore an exosuit. There you go.
Yeah.
Plenty of options. That's
Cool.
all I got.
Cool. Rob, I think, was next.
Okay, yeah. Though I will say, if they really want to be, keeping the scale thing with Daniel, they'd need to remake that toy except like 20% smaller.
Yeah.
Well, the suit could be the same size. They just need to make the head 20% smaller.
Right.
No, the suit is actually smaller in the movie.
It is.
So, yeah. So, yeah. So they would actually have to make an even smaller one of those to make it work. And I may as well.
That's one of the things I'd let the scale go on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also got that this week. It's not bad. I like it too, except for the second joint on the knee is too stiff. That's about the only serious complaint I have about it. It is hard to get those legs in the right position. Beyond that, the last of my Macy's orders showed up last Thursday. That was I got a Dragon Ball Super Evolved figure, which I had not, I'd never actually gotten to see those in stores because they'd been in stores within the last 3 years. So what they are basically is about a 5-inch scale Dragon Ball figure with the approximate articulation of the Shoto line, which is much smaller but really well done.
Yes.
And so I immediately got the Super Saiyan Future Trunks off of Amazon the next day for $10. And those are both really nice, well-articulated figures. And I think I might try and grab some more of those because they are just really, really nicely done. Trying to think. I think the only other thing of like any real significance I got in this last week that I can actually remember, because brain, is I got an advance copy of The Men Who Created Gundam from Denpa Books on Twitter. They sell like their like sample copies early to Twitter followers. What that is a like semi based on a true story dramatization. Dramatization doesn't seem like the right word, but either way, it's like a comedic retelling.
Satirization of
satirization of the making of the original Mobile Suit Gundam, with equal amounts of, let's say, myth parody and actual fact in there. And it is a really funny comic, and it was like $22 in shipping for 500 pages worth of it. So for the whole thing. So that was well worth the money, and I am awfully grateful to them that they got that to me before it hit Amazon. So
Gundam Sosei was really good in the scanlations too.
Yeah, and it is definitely good here as well. So that's it's when it hits Amazon proper. If anybody likes Gundam or humor or things,
I like
worth
humor.
checking out. Okay, and things.
I love things.
That is, of course, most of our, I think all of our problems. We like
That's
things.
my problem.
Yeah.
My problem.
What's the Rob? Do you happen to have any idea offhand what the SRP on that is? What the price on that is when Amazon does get it?
It is the SRP is actually $21.95.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
No, for a book that weighs that much, that is really good.
Cool. Yeah, they're probably losing money in the shipping on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I got that I think I forgot to mention last week. I got the second, like, almost equally large volume of Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai, and that is not bad. Definitely has a feel of Dragon Ball is the biggest thing in Shonen Jump right now, and we are really trying to ape that feel. But it's pretty good. I haven't watched the anime yet. I'm gonna do the manga instead because I am that kind of nerd. So, but it is not bad, and I've got the next volume on pre-order already. And I think that's everything significant enough that it's stuck in my brain.
Oh, and
Sweet.
what I sent you, Rob.
Oh, see, this is what I'm saying about brains. They're not worth it. So yeah, Don was nice enough to pick up for me the Target exclusive Star Wars Droids vintage collection Boba Fett. So that is a really nice looking figure, and it even has a reproduction of the original coin and everything. And I am really struggling with myself to decide whether or not to take that off the card, because that is just that's one of like the few things I may keep on the card, because that is just a really nice looking piece. But yeah, thank you, Don, for sending that to me and for reminding me that it exists, because it got here more than 5 minutes ago, and I am just not braining.
Well, surprisingly, my Target still has a couple left. I'm thinking about getting one and opening it up and maybe just selling the coin to get a few extra bucks to pay, knock it down. But I can see why it'd be nice to have just sort of pose, because those colors are just, and I'm sure I PO'd a lot of Star Wars fans last week by getting the continuity all messed up.
No, Don, hey, when you do it,
I mean,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, it's not hard to PO certain Star Wars fans at this point.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But also just there is a fair amount of similarity between Droids Boba Fett and Holiday Special Boba Fett. So you could probably make Droids Boba Fett stand in for that in a pinch, especially if you stole the appropriate gun from probably one of your Mandalorian figures.
And Don, if you do put that up on eBay, just put a photo of the coin.
Yes,
just the coin.
Yes, that I just some reason that just really got under my skin with it, because I had to relist it 3 times because of that.
I can honestly sympathize with the people who thought it was the full figure.
I've been on both sides of that one. Both sides are frustrating.
Yeah,
but just at some point, as much as I'd like to, as I too would probably get stubborn and go, can't anybody read here? It's like at some point I just want to save myself the grief,
Yeah.
and I will just change the picture to just simplify everything. Because sometimes it's not so much about the principle as it is about the time spent.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Diecast, do you have anything?
Oh yeah, I got a bunch. I'll start off with most disappointing first. Not Grimlock, the DNA upgrade kit for Grimlock, and one of these is panels that are supposed to close up, but they designed them. They're not long enough that they will actually close, which is
That's not good.
really disappointing. So that's not good. The panels don't really that go in the feet don't fit in right. I have to actually scrape with a razor blade to get them to fit. The arms, when you move them, they just kind of want to pop off. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
It sounds like this is a skippable set then.
It is a very skippable set, and the reason I got it for the Ollie that actually transform or
The substitute
Wheelie.
wheelie, it's not that great either. It's
it never looked that great.
Yeah, I mean, nothing tabs together really. It's just kind of a sad wheelie. So I just really prefer the one that came with Grimlock to just sit on him.
That's saying a lot that you prefer that to articulated transforming replacement figure.
Yeah. So it's a skippable set. I also got the DNA upgrade kit for Titan, the Titan Arc. I love that. That's great. I mean, it came with new hands.
You usually expect good stuff out of DNA.
Yeah, I mean, DNA is usually okay. This kit's not. I would not recommend it for anyone, especially for the price. But yeah, that Titan Arc upgrade kit is pretty cool. It gives him hands, which he desperately needed. It gives him covers for the side of the shuttle. I forget what else it gives you. A couple other little things, but that's a really nice kit. I also went to Ollie's and got some Transformers. I got an Alicon.
Oh,
These were $12.99.
nice.
So,
Wow, I
Yeah, I
didn't
mean-
even know they had any.
not that bad. I got another Airwave just because I really enjoy this figure. I got another Alicon. I got a smoke screen.
Cool.
He's my favorite.
How much
Dachshund.
are the deluxes? $9?
He said $12.99.
12. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I got another Alicon.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
So
Nice.
I got 3. I could have got more, but I already have 2 or 3 around here. And I figured that's enough. At least, that's a decent troop.
Yeah, I think I have like
I
10.
think I have 2 spares also.
Yeah, I think I have like 8 Alicons, like 17 or 18.
I think I
Shark
think
fins.
I think I have 10. And I went to Ollie's when I saw your tweet the other day, Diecast. Damn you, by the way. But I went to Ollie's and they only had one Alicon.
Did you buy it?
No, I did not, because that would have given me an odd number and that would bother me. So I used that as my excuse to leave it
Okay.
sitting on the shelf. There were a whole shelf of Airwaves though, and I'm
So you
Yeah,
should have
just-
bought a
just
bunch of
one
those up and
Alicon.
just built yourself a great big airport.
Yeah, the hot
Temptation.
The repaint of him was what? Hot House.
Hot House. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so,
I think that's a much better look for that mold.
Yeah.
It is, and the largely same colors redeco they did of it in the Galactic Odyssey set is actually also really good looking, because that was them playing around with that in Transformers Zone. Airwave or the airbase was unchanged from the Hasbro release, but they still needed it to be a distinct thing, so they just played with the color values and the placements a little bit, but they made it look very distinctive from Airwave while staying in the same ballpark. And I thought that was like one of their. It was a really good job of deco artistry on that, which I think stands out to be recognized. But yeah, the fire station had the best colors on that mold by far.
I think the only figure in that wave that I didn't get was RC. They're gonna have plenty of RCs. If you need an RC, Ollie's is the place to go. They got you covered.
Well, as
I
soon
mean,
as
for $12.99, that RC wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
That's about what I paid for the RC I got when I found it eventually marked down at Aldi.
Oh,
well,
I forgot
when
about that.
when my pre-order comes in, I'll have another RC.
Yeah.
The Thrilling 30 revamp.
Mm-hmm.
I only ordered that RC because I just want to see how different it is.
Me too. And I buy
I'm
them.
passing on it for now.
I went ahead and pre-ordered it just to lock in against, possible price increase between now and when it comes out. We'll see closer to when it comes out how I still feel about it.
Yep. Cool. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Is it me now, Chris? You didn't have anything?
I don't have anything now.
So a friend of mine a couple years ago, probably about 5 years ago now, gifted me a 1978 Purina Cat Chow calendar. And I loved it, and it's so cute, and it's been at my desk. But it occurred to me that next year that calendar is actually good again because the calendars repeat themselves. So I said, what other 1978 calendars can I pick up? So I've been buying a couple. I got a Star Wars calendar from 1978, which is nice. But I got this amazing Spider-Man calendar.
Oh, nice. That's
Yes.
in great shape too.
Yeah.
It looks like.
I've got. It's amazing. They would never produce anything like this now.
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Yeah, it's every single day has either it's colored. It's either colored in or there's a little piece of art or a factoid or something. It's pretty cool. But it made me remember that there are Transformers calendar stuff out there. So, I mean, they're obviously not from '78 because Transformers didn't exist. But I started looking anyway. So I got this one from '85, which is a Battle in the Desert Valley poster calendar. On the back side of it, it has.
Oh, I used to have that a long time ago.
This one's been marked up, so I mean it's not. It was like a couple bucks, but I got one also that was sealed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice.
Ooh, a high C poster
Yeah.
calendar.
Yeah,
Cool.
in this 2003 Dreamwave Armada calendar. So if it's
Oh.
Dreamwave, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't get it, but it's Dreamwave Armada, so that's a little better. So again, it's not something that it is going to be readily usable, but I have it. I had this last week and forgot about it. Red Knockout, which I may never even open.
It's terrible. Don't open it.
Yeah, and White Optimus Prime or Ultra Magnus.
He's not even white. He's like a dingy yellow.
Yeah, I forgot I even had it, and that's how much I care.
That Crew Optimus Prime.
Yeah. So I was driving through my old neighborhood that I moved from about 2 years ago, and I came across a collectible shop that I had no idea existed. It was pretty neat. I'm actually taking Triplet back to it this weekend. There's like a big horror section in the back.
You're getting Triplet out of his house?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw you tweet some pictures of that place, the horror thing.
Yeah,
my
so
memory.
they have a lot of toys and stuff that Transformers and things. Nothing I really needed or wanted, but I got the collector's case, and it's in
I
really
had
great
that.
shape. I never had it. Yeah, I never actually had one of these, and this was in really great shape. It was like $20, so I was very fine with that. So
Nice.
yeah. So so I got that. Then the next day I learned about a toy convention that was just like within 20 minutes of my house. So I took the kids and we walked through, and I found quite a few things that I was sort of surprised to see. I got some GI Joes. I got Cesspool,
Nice.
and Tiger Force Lifeline. He's complete, but he has a broken crotch, so I'm gonna have to replace that. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. The first thing I actually bought, I was walking through and I saw a sticker of $25 on it. I'm like, oh, $25? And the guy was like, I'll take 20 for it. It's a complete Fall of Cybertron Bruticus.
Wow.
So I
Dang.
have the G2 version. That's it. I didn't like, as far as like my Generations collection goes, this was a big hole in it. Now for $20, very
Brian's like, you had me at 25.
yeah. I would have given like 40 for
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
they had that.
Hey, Brian, I'm not sure if it's still available, but there is an upgrade kit
I would
for
never.
that.
I don't do upgrade kits. I hate upgrade kits.
I know.
And
I
considering
not
that was from almost 10 years ago,
They don't
Don, I
interest me.
wouldn't,
Yeah,
I
Okay.
wouldn't expect that to be easy to find.
upgrade kits do
Alright.
not interest me, especially ones. that
Okay,
have
well, I
no
just
toy.
I just want to let you know it does give him some actual feet to stand up better.
I don't care. It's going to go in a bin.
Yeah.
It checks off a compulsion. That's all that it does. So I came back by that guy's booth, and that's when I bought the Joes from him. I also saw that he had one thing. Well, okay, I want to say this. So there was another table that had a lot of Transformers. Nothing that I didn't already have, but it had a ton of Transformers. That's what I told Kim as I was walking through. Kim, the one bright spot about this is I'm going to find little to nothing that I don't already have. So you can be happy about that. And she's like, that's a very small consolation to a wife that's walking through a toy convention full of, middle-aged to elderly men. I'm like, yeah. So, but it's true. And I was actually even talking to people when they were looking at stuff. I'm like, that's a very nice toy. I'm like, oh, I like this version of Skylinks. I like the Commander class version better. So one person actually came back by when I was looking at something, and I was looking at this and I was going to buy it, and he said, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that is Monstrous, the GoBots Combiner."
Oh,
Sweet, gorgeous.
I was like, I didn't know that existed. I'm like, oh, I
dang.
did. I'm like, I almost bought this from a website last week, and I paid like less. I paid like a third at the convention for this from what that website would have charged me for
Yeah.
it. So
It
Now-
looks pretty clean too.
Yeah.
it's very clean. So there's some paint that's off of it, and there's some chrome wear, but it's otherwise in fantastic condition.
Nice.
Paint doesn't bother me. I can re-chrome it if I really wanted to. So
The only thing bad about Monstrous was the arms, the hip joints that serve as like the for that, they tend to get really floppy, and he just kind of does his arms do like this.
yeah. Oh yeah,
And it's-
exactly. It did. Yeah. But for like, I think I paid $60 for it. I'm fine.
Oh,
with
yeah.
that. Yeah. Also, like $60. I saw this, and the guy was there. It's like I'm like, how much is this Skull Cruncher? And the other guys, I was about to ask about that too, but I didn't remember its name. I'm like, it's Skull Cruncher. So
Besides,
don't
all you gotta do is be like, how much is that
Gator in the window? But like, I paid $60 for it, dude. Look at the stickers on it.
That's a great.
Oh,
purchase.
yeah.
Dang.
They're perfect.
Yep.
The joints are ridiculously tight. It's complete.
Wow.
I am so,
Does he have his gun?
yes, right here.
I didn't see. Okay, I
in
didn't
my
see it.
hand.
That
Yeah,
may
the
be
Gator
the
doesn't hold the
purchase
gun
of the
down.
year.
What?
That may be the purchase of the year.
Yeah. So it's one of the few original Target Headmasters that I don't have. And I don't even remember the last time I saw it in person. I'd forgotten that he was so large.
oh yeah, those toys are big.
Yeah. So yeah, very pleased. Like $60. I'm going back to that convention when it comes back through. So
So this was after you told Kim that you were going to find.
Kim had
little
already
nothing that
left.
you-
She'd already gone to the car.
Oh, okay.
And so one of the things that I'm trying to do is like not use a card at conventions because it's just not safe so much.
Yeah.
So I got to the guy's thing, like, and I saw it. I'm like, do you hate cards? And he was like, no. And I'm like, shh. And he's like, I take PayPal. And I'm like, what's your PayPal?
Uh-huh.
And he told me, and I ordered it right then and there, and I am very pleased with that purchase. So, yeah, it's one of those things where I like GI Joe. There's a ton of stuff that I don't have, and I don't ever expect to own. G1, there's not. I mean, I am not close to having a full G1 collection, but I also don't expect to see anything that I don't already have at a toy convention. I mean, there's very little that you would find at a non-Transformers convention. So
Yeah.
Yeah, anything I found like that is exciting. I was very happy with that. So very pleased. So yeah, that was what I got. Anything else before we jump to our Patreons? So if you want to be a patron at the Touch tier and get your name mentioned on the show each week and be on History on the Fives with Rob, you can go to patreon.com/tfradio. And each week we thank our patrons at the Touch tier because you're awesome. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Jay Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwynn. I'm pretty sure it's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. Rick Mahurin, Blake Reynolds, Vegemite Mike, Jason Tate, Eric Griffin, Cybertron Toys, and Sean I. Williamson. Thank you all so much. You're awesome. And
apparently, if you're a Touch patron and we know it's your birthday, you'll also get a special happy birthday shout out.
Yeah, if I know it's your birthday, I'll mention it. So we're going to post some catch up more episodes on History on the Fives. I need to get them posted. Have several queued up to go on the main podcast feed. I just don't have a lot of free time right now. It kind of sucks. But hopefully things will get better, and we'll get stuff on a more regular cadence very soon. And of course, we have our Amazon link at tfradio.net/Amazon. You can buy crap there. Like, I have a toy kitchen set coming for the kids tomorrow.
Ooh,
so if you have kids, you
nice.
want a toy kitchen set, you can get that crap at Amazon. I got them mood rings for this weekend, so they could have something to play with, and the 10-year-old would not shut up about what color her ring was every 3 seconds. You can get anything at Amazon, basically. tfradio.net/Amazon. John DeLuna not here. He's at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer not here. He's at Robo Rob Springer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. And the newest episode of his podcast, Transform Squadron, posted today on our Patreon and at tfradio.net. So if you want to check it out, go there. You can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net, on Twitter at tfradio, Instagram at tfpodcast, at facebook.com/tfradio. You can find us. We're basically everywhere. I'm on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. And Don, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4EVR. Also, thanks to Brian, we now have a short link to
Yes, we do.
my cruise with my wife-to-be, my fiance, tfradio.net/honeymoon. That if you are in a position to help and would like to help us get a few extra of the stuff that's not included on the cruise, there's a few things we want to try. So there's a few gift certificates and things like that. Just trying to help do a few more things while we're on our honeymoon cruise. We also like to thank everybody that's helped out so far. We really do appreciate it.
Cool. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at diecast2. I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/diecast list. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. You can see all my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/RFC reviews.
Sweet. Rob.
You can find me on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is the Twitter account for my YouTube channel Flail Throughs. Mostly covers Gundam gaming, and right now mostly Gundam Battle Operation 2 because time.
The fire in which we burn.
Yeah.
Yes, and just right now my right arm is still also burning, so that's going to be a little bit till I'm actually playing things on the regular again. But Gundam Battle Operation 2 is going along nicely. It's heading up towards its 4th anniversary in late July. But this month we're about to get, or this week, in fact, we're going to get the Delta Plus added to the game, and we're going to get back the supply depot from Gundam Battle Operation 1, which was my favorite map on that. Now that we have things that can fly, like the Delta Plus, that's going to be a really interesting map. So looking forward to messing with that when my hand doesn't hurt. But if you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs, you can throw money at me for it, and I will take requests. I have an Amazon wish list set up at tfradio.net/playlist, and anything you grab from me off there also puts a little bit of money back towards the show. So I think that's everything.
Sweet. Chris.
You can mostly find me on our Discord at tfradio.net/Discord, which, you should hang out at least every week on Wednesday nights so you can talk to us live while we're doing the show. I don't think we plugged the Discord yet this week, so get that out there. You can find the toy photography related work I've done collected at playwithphotography.com. If you like the stuff I do and want to throw some support my way, you can do that through Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos. And if you just want to do random acts of material kindness at me, I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist, which again funnels a little bit of revenue back into the show when you buy something through that link or anything else for the next 24 hours.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're like me, but if you look at Google News, a lot of what it shows you is Star Trek stuff. And like, I hate listicles and I hate ranked stuff, and I hate them. It's why we don't do them. I just saw this one. Every version of Christopher Pike in Star Trek ranked.
I can think of 3.
Yeah.
Technically 4 if you count Jeffrey Hunter and the replacement stand-in from the Menagerie as 2 separate instances.
Yeah.
But,
next week will be like every version of Robert April ranked.
So 2?
Yeah, 2. I'm certain it will be. Okay. Okay, I guess that's it. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
I will say, though, Strange New Worlds has been a delight so far.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched episode 3, so I guess I'll have 2 episodes.
I'm getting up early in the morning so I can watch the next one.
I would say episode 3 might be the weakest one yet, but it was still good.
And that's the show until next week.
Yeah. I love the first 2 episodes. So.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I had to stop there. Which was the first episode? The second episode when
recording stopped.
Figueroa.
Yeah, I love that episode.
That was really good Star Trek.
I love this episode. Is so great. I like the third episode, the number 1 episode, the Una episode. I thought that was very good. It was an epidemic trope.
Yeah,
and I love that in Star Trek. So
I mean, like the first 2 episodes just had really good like Star Trek energy, but the way you would do it in modern time. Like it was the perfect fusion of being current, but also being what Star Trek has always been.
Yeah, and just of course the thing that I don't want to get political, but the thing people have been complaining about is it being quote woke.
No,
they never watched Star Trek.
If they've never watched Star Trek, and 2, compared to Discovery, it is so not.
Yeah.
Look, I can get I can understand why somebody would argue that about Discovery. I love Discovery, but I can understand why somebody, with that mindset would say that. You really can't say that about Strange New Worlds. It's not.
Okay, well, I got one question. Is Strange New Worlds taking place at the same time as Discovery?
No, Discovery takes place in the 30th, in the 31st century. Yeah.
It started out as a prequel to
after Archer.
It started out as a prequel, and then there was
the original series. Yeah.
Time jump. Yeah.
Oh,
so now they're like 1,000 years after Voyager.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. Like, I'm really glad they went that way with the show.
Yeah, me too.
So is it the same?
Strange New Worlds is Pike's Enterprise. Before Kirk
right. Yeah. I was just trying to figure out because it's like, well, because I've watched part of the first episode, and they've name dropped Discovery, but I wasn't sure is it happening at the same time or
Discovery?
what?
So
it started out that way.
So Pike was the captain of the Discovery in the second season.
Yeah. And everybody loved Anson Mount's Pike, and so they
For a good
built-
reason. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Pike was
He was a breakout hit in season 2, and they built a whole show around him.
he was temporarily reassigned to Discovery and from the Enterprise for several episodes, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely, unabashedly wonderful.
And it's the same kind of energy in Strange New World. Like, it's really, really good.
I thought I was going to hate it so much. I
was worried.
I
was
went
worried
in
about it.
thinking it was the worst idea ever, and I loved it. I
like the entire cast.
I love the cast. I love the cast. Even like I didn't know what I was going to think about Nurse Chapel in the first episode, but she's
she's great.
She's great.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Ortegas is an early favorite of mine.
Yeah.
The Nurse Chapel that they're running with this, like, you can't in any way connect that to Majel Barrett's Nurse Chapel in any sense, but she's a great character.
Hemmer is great. Especially early on in Discovery, Paul was very, much on the spectrum and sort of hard to deal with. But Hemmer is like a whole different level of, arrogant and unmanageable. So
I just like that a lot of the personality dysfunction that you see in season 1 of Discovery can really be attributed back to the captain at the time.
Yes.
Just like fostering a very dissociated, non-familial crew environment.
Like, I hated Stamets to begin with, but I love Stamets. I think Stamets is great. He is. Yeah, I love Stamets, but like
So
to begin with,
is Stamets another Jellicoe?
No.
No, people like Stamets.
I like Jellicoe, yeah. Yeah.
What about the one lady on Strange New Worlds that seems to be kind of like a real hard case? Like, she's the one that didn't take the sedative before she got her DNA.
Oh, Sung.
Yeah.
Or not Sung.
Thing.
Yeah.
What's her deal?
She is.
She's a descendant of Khan.
But like when we say descendant, are we saying like daughter? Like we
No,
don't know.
like,
No, just
far
somewhere further
removed.
down the
But she was on a
bloodline,
generation
but-
ship or something. She was chronically frozen, wasn't she?
I don't think they've established that.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, she is a Noonien Singh.
yeah.
You would think, somewhere in the last 200 years, somebody would have decided, you know what, maybe we should just deny the bloodline and change our name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see a whole lot of Hitlers running around anymore.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure he had some relatives change their name. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just like Una saved her or whatever it was. I just assumed that she found her after waking up from, like whatever.
No, there seemed to be something to do with the Gorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think whatever.
Oh, the next episode's about a Gorn.
I think whatever ship
it
her
was-
and her family or whatever were on were just captured by the Gorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Gorn killed everybody, but according to their customs, they launched the last survivor off into space for some reason.
Yeah.
And Una found her,
Yeah. It's interesting.
rescued her.
Yeah. Okay, no more spoilers for Strange New Worlds. People should watch it. It's wonderful.
I mean, we haven't talked about anything in any detail for up to last week. It's
Yeah.
just the first 2 episodes worth, which go watch it.
So good.
It is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I
Pike
want to.
is already edging up on Cisco for me. It's favorite weapon.
Oh,
Like-
Anson Mount is fantastic.
I want to see Strange New Worlds because the first episode was on YouTube. I just haven't had a chance to finish it, and I want to see that Chip and Dale movie on Disney Plus.
Blade Raider says that Stamets is more like Discovery's Bashir.
I
can see that.
I can kind of see that angle.
Yeah.
It took Bashir a while to grow on people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't
Yeah.
take. It took him Garrick. It took him 30 seconds to grow on Garrick, and Garrick wanted to bet him immediately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like, I never thought about that, when I was, 13 when I was watching it.
But then
now,
Andrew Robinson comes out and says it.
Well, he
and then
even,
you're
but,
like,
but back
yeah,
then, but back
I
then
can
he
totally see it.
Then he denied it. Back at contemporary at the time, he denied that was the thing. But like just watching them interact, that gets inserted all the time. You can tell that's exactly like I was watching the episode yesterday that was on Heroes and Icons yesterday, and he was gifting him chocolate and stuff. Just
yeah.
He definitely was. Yeah. So that's
Production made him stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I just like I always. The more I learned about it, the more I appreciated how method Andrew Robinson was in playing Garrick.
Yeah.
Because like the book, Stitch in Time, I think, somebody ghost wrote that for him, but it was based on the notes and stuff that Andrew Robinson made for himself for playing the character.
I need to read it. Fortunately, that's one that's available on Kindle.
It's also occasionally available in McKay's for like $3.
Yeah, well, I every time I go to McKay's, I look for
I remember when you found that.
I've never found it. But I end up buying stuff that I already have. Like I have like 4 copies apparently of the Star Trek V novelization. So
is it any better as a book?
I haven't read it. But I ended up like I donated like the 3 worst quality copies I had, so I have a pretty nice copy now. Yeah.
Why did you buy it?
Because
it was there.
Yeah, because it was. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes. Yes. Okay. Hey, people watching live, I think we're gonna kill the stream because it's time.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Bye,
YouTube.
everybody.
Take care.
Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye.